All requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been met for this meeting of the West Morris Regional High School District Board of Education. Those were sent to the Morris County Clerk and the clerks of the municipalities comprising the regional district, the Observer Tribune, the Daily Record, and the Star Ledger. Notice also posted in the District Administration Building, West Morris Central High School, West Morris Middle High School, and on the West Morris Regional website. Mr. Butler. Mrs. Forge.
Here.
Mr. Galida. Mrs. Gilmet.
Here.
Mr. Johnston. Here. Mr. Lobron. Here. Mr. Meyer. Mr. Richard.
Here.
Mrs. Schramm.
Here.
Madison Allworth. Charles Durkin. You do have quorum.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 24th regular meeting?
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? We're going to switch around our agenda just a little bit this evening. We have a relatively short agenda, and a couple of board members need to be elsewhere later. So we're going to hold off on open to the public until after we finish our agenda. I'm going to go a little slow because I know one board member said he's almost here. Does anybody have anything? Does anybody have anything to remove from the consent agenda? There it is. Amy? Joe?
Program number 2,
Program number 2.
and just only 3. I'm John. I just got with John about 30 seconds.
I'll come back to you over your second meeting stuff together. We're doing exclusions for the consent agenda. Okay. Tom? Personnel 1. Personnel 1. And I would like to hold personnel 7. Somebody move number 2, please.
So moved.
Second on. Thank you, Jackie. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Program number 7. Sorry, program number 2.
That's it.
I have a motion. Second?
Second.
Discussion.
So, Doug, a quick question is I don't know for Pat and everybody, it seems like a lot of the games like West Morris, lacrosse, girls and boys, and track and field, all away games. You notice it? Anybody else?
I believe the reason is, I think there's a rotation.
We're losing fields?
No, that I believe that in the conference, that there's like a rotation that 1 year you may do a lot of away games, and the next year you do a number of home games. Would you concur with that?
Yes.
I know that's the case with that.
Okay, so it's more or less
Part of the larger
budgeted that way, I
Yes.
guess, or,
It's not a matter that we don't have the fields.
okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Personnel number 1. Page personnel number 1.
Second.
Jackie and Tom, discussion?
Yes, with regret.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Personnel number 3. We have a motion.
Move it.
Thank you, Jim. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Discussion.
Regarding what was discussed last week in the meeting, would this help out in any way? Not at all. Sure.
But I have information during this meeting to...
I assumed, but bring it up.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstention? Or abstentions, sorry. And personnel number 7. Any motion?
So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Abstain. And that concludes our consent agenda. We will now open to the public. If you have any questions or comments, please state your name and town and limit your question or comment to 5 minutes. Yes.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Asdell. I'm a sophomore at Mendham. I'm also the class president, and I just came to talk about the new grading policy. I was told that it was instituted at the superintendent's level. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with it, the teachers told us that all our grades now, instead of being rounded up from like let's say even 92.5, you would be rounded up to a 93. But with the new policy now, you're to be rounded up to the next number, you have to have a 0.95 or above. So that's a lot harsher than what it used to be. And this was made after the second marking period ended. So we were sure that our grades were set in stone at the end of the second marking period, and then after the second marking period ended, we were told that our grades were changed based on this new policy of 0.95 or above. So actually, some of our grades were negatively affected, where you could have been bumped up during the second marking period, but then when this change was instituted, it was brought back down. So we were given no opportunity to compensate for this and change our grade and try to do something to improve our grades. And we weren't told until after the second marking period, even though it affected those grades. And sitting here as adults, it probably doesn't seem like that big of a deal, that it's only like 0.0% of a point. But in conjunction with the new GPA policy, where our GPAs are determined based on the actual number grade versus just the letter grade, it really does make a difference in our performance. So first I was wondering if I have my facts right here. I know it was applied to second marking period grades. For example, like I have a 92.85 in chemistry, and it was bumped up, but then I saw my final grade and it was bumped back down to an A-. So it's happened to a lot of students. I've heard a lot of complaints about it. So also I was wondering if there would be any compensation for this change, because is there any way that the teachers can overrule this grade these grades, because it seems like it's taking away some of the power of the teachers, because they used to be able to take into account like your class participation, your ethics, your work ethic, that kind of thing, and use their judgment to bump you up. But now it seems like it's just computer based. So just wondering.
So you've asked a lot of questions. Let me try to answer. First off, did your first marking period go down?
It was second marking period, but we were only told after the marking period ended.
There isn't a new policy. What does exist is that we have a new grading program, and that teachers were able to choose earlier than this what default they wanted with that grading program. But what we asked teachers to do was to make sure that the grading program that they were using for second marking period corresponded to existing board policy. So there was no new policy. Okay. And beyond that, teachers have always had the ability to raise a grade using all of the criteria that you just said. beyond